Okay, take two. Let's start the problem before I give any message. This is... I have a stage manager. Okay, so no, this is take three. Okay, Omar, the stage manager. Omar's from Egypt. Okay, shall we do this again? I like doing this. Rauda's from UAE. Kareem is from, don't tell me, Egypt?
Yeah.
Egypt, okay. Germany, excellent. India, okay. Georgia, there's always one in the crowd. Ethiopia, God bless Addis Ababa. Egypt, is that right? Okay. Bahrain, but he refuses to acknowledge that. He says he's from the UAE, but he's really from Bahrain. We have Lithuania, and we have the USA, and it's Texas, right, AJ? California? Wasn't it Texas? Would you like move mentally or something like that? Wasn't it? Wasn't it Texas last time?
Yeah. I've lived everywhere.
You've lived, so in other words, every time you're asked where you're from, you give a different state depending upon whether you moved there before or after the state that you gave last time?
Yes.
Understood. Okay, very good. Excellent. Okay, right. So let's do the story. Let's say hello to Liz. Liz is a friend of mine. She's near retirement. She's like, talked to her for like, God, 45 minutes this morning. And she's ready for retirement. And tell her the boating story. I had the tiller. You know what a tiller is? You know what a tiller?
Yes.
What's a tiller? Really? You knew that? I didn't know that at your age. A tiller. I didn't know a tiller. No one would let me captain a boat at your age. Are you kidding me? I shouldn't have captained a boat at 58. I ran the boat on a sandbar. And Liz, how did you actually get in the water? And I was being the hero, and I jumped in after her thinking, and what am I going to do? I just had back surgery, major back surgery. We had to get towed. It was awful. Then the line broke, and the rudder got stuck, and the, what do you call it, the propeller got all wound up, and I had to go under and cut the rope, and it was a weird day. It was fun, though. I always wanted to go swimming. The Navesink River. Navesink is the American Indian word. Okay. So let's begin. So Sky is trying to get her 70 kilogram. Do 70 kilogram times 2.2 pound. 2.2. 70 times 2.2.
154.
154. And I told you before, my dog was about 148. Aslan. Liz remembers Aslan. Aslan almost consumed her young daughter at the time. Scared the daylights out of her. 150 pounds. Aslan was like 6'4" at the shoulders. Okay? And had two heads. No. I have pictures of Aslan. I do. Shall I show you pictures? Not now, but I'll show you pictures of Aslan. Now you've heard of Aslan. Now you want to see the dog? Yeah. 50 over 50-inch chest. Mine's about 40. Well, maybe not that big. It used to be when I was working out, 40 years ago. Yeah, Muhammad. Yeah. Right. Yours is like 12 inches, But right, Aslan was an enormous dog, tall. Nah. Okay. Friendly. Unless he didn't want to be friendly that day. Aslan would decide himself. Okay. So if you're talking about a 150-pound dog and you have 0.5 coefficient of friction, that's a lot. When something is maximum friction, it's 1. So 0.5 is significant. If you slip on soap in the shower, that's like 0.5, 0.6, 0.3, 0.03, sorry, 0.03. It's less than 0.1. So anything less than 0.1 would be slippery. At my age, anything less than 0.5 is, you could trip. But, so, something that's 0.5 is significant. Something that's less than 0.1 you would call slippery. So, the dog is 70 kilograms, 0.5, okay? Unit label 70 kilograms, right? No direction. And again, I put, like I said before, if I asked you how tall you were, like AJ got very upset when it was intimated that he was shorter than Omar. So AJ is 6'2", and if I asked you how tall you were and you said to me 50 pounds, that would make no sense to you. So recognizing data within a word problem is significant, so I give you actually credit for that. Now, what is going to be the frictional force that Sky has to overcome? Well, let's read the problem. Did we do that yet? It says Sky, that's the woman who owns the dog, is trying to make her 70-kilogram Saint Bernard go out the back door, but the dog refuses to walk. If the coefficient of sliding friction between the dog and the floor is 0.5, how hard must Sky push in order to move the dog with, this is key, constant speed? How hard must Sky push in order to move the dog at constant speed? So what's the acceleration right away? 0. So this is going to be 0. This is going to be what? Nothing. No labels. You leave it blank. This is going to be meters per second squared. That has to be blank. That has to be 0. And that has to be meters per second squared. Okay? So let's put this in. This is blank. Okay? If you want to put null set, you don't put 0. Clear? So it's at constant speed. What's the friction? We know that Fn equals Fw equals 700 newtons. Correct? We know that the frictional force is going to be equal to mu Fn. We know that mu is 0.5, therefore the frictional force is 350 newtons. Therefore Sky, remember the initial motion we call positive, is going to be plus 350 newtons. I didn't put this on, but this would be plus minus 700 newtons. This is not part of the quiz. It's not part of the quiz, okay? What's in red is part of the quiz. So the dog would be the opposite. Because the dog has to be equal and opposite, correct? Newton's third law. Clear? So this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Clear? We'll go over the grading after the filming. People don't want to know that. Okay. Now, the next one. This is long, and this is an extension to what's already in the book. It says, rather than taking the stairs, Martin gets from the second floor of his house to the first floor by sliding down a banister that is inclined at an angle of 30 degrees. So here is Martin sliding down the banister, 30 degrees. Martin is 45 kilograms. So right away we know a few things. This is 30 degrees. This is 45 kilograms. So far so good. The coefficient of sliding friction is 0.2. Okay? Not terribly. How could you make that coefficient of friction, sliding friction, how could you make that even less? What would you do? As kids, we used to do this. Put butter? Yuck. So much for those clothes. Oil? Do they have it anymore these days? Liz, I'm asking you. I don't know if they even know what this is. Wax paper?
Wax paper, yeah.
They have wax paper?
Yeah.
Yeah. We used to put wax paper down. I mean, and you sometimes don't realize how fast you're going, and you go like a bullet. Break bones, etc. Okay. So 0.2 is not terribly large. Okay. And what is the final velocity after 5 seconds? So time is going to be this. We don't care. And that's going to be what? We don't really care about that. That's going to be obvious. It's going to be 5 seconds. Okay? So let's start filling in some things. Now, make sure you have your calculator out. I am going to consider that some of the math here is rather pedestrian. Clear? Okay. So, the weight is going to be 450 newtons. What's Fn? So it's going to be 450 cosine 30. What's 450 cosine 30?
390.
What is it?
390.
390?
Yes.
Okay. What's Fp? What's Fp? 450 sine 30.
225.
225. Okay. What's FF? What is 0.2 FN? 0.2 times 390. Is that right, 390? You sure?
Yeah.
We have a verification on that?
Yeah. 78.
78 is going to be 0.2 times 390,
Yeah.
right? Because we know that friction is there, so it's going to be negative 78. Is that correct?
Yeah.
All right, good. Therefore, what's the net? What's the net force? If I say to you, F net, can you see that? You right there, Omar? Omar's playing soccer with a rolled up piece of paper. I'm actually a little impressed. He's keeping it in the air. It's good. FP plus FF, right? It's a sum. So this is going to be what? Isn't that FP? And that's going to be FF. I will give you a quiz tomorrow where part of the answer will be a mandatory free body diagram. So what is going to be the sum? So this plus this. It's going to be what? 150 minus 3, 152? Am I completely wrong?
147. 147.
I mean 147? Yeah, 147. All right. So it would be plus or minus? Plus 147. You said that. 147. 147 newtons. Okay, so what's going to be the acceleration? F net equals ma. F net equals ma. What do we got? So it would be, what is acceleration? Isn't acceleration the quotient, the relationship between F net and mass? Rauda doesn't feel well this morning. Okay, how you doing, Rauda? You all right?
Yeah.
Okay, lovely child from the UAE. Okay, she's not from Bahrain, but if she was, she would admit it. Okay, right? How's your mother who you denied? Remember that? Remember that? You denied that. You denied. I want you to know that, Mr. Reef. He's yelling. Now I know. He's yelling at me in Arabic. I know he's annoyed. I got him. Okay. All right. When Muhammad gets mad, it's like Ricky Ricardo speaks Spanish. They have no idea what I'm talking about. Muhammad speaks Arabic when he gets annoyed. I love it. Okay. So what's going to be F net over m is acceleration, right? Kennedy? fine American youth. Wonderful child. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Kennedy?
It's 3.3.
3.3, is that correct?
Yeah.
3.3, so F net is what? 147 divided by 45 is 3.3, is that what you got? And we know that's going to be plus, right?
Yes.
3.3, and this is meters per second squared. They don't have that squared, right? No cigar. What's the lesson? Don't smoke. Okay, excellent. All right. So what is going to be VF, right? VF equals AT. Yes? Ethiopian team, what do we got? Going for the gold here, Ethiopian team? Huh? What do we got? What?
What was it?
16.5.
He doesn't remember the question.
Well, no, I remember.
All right, so it'd be 3.3 times 5 is 15, 16.
16.5.
What is it?
16.5.
16.5. All right. Yeah, a lot, huh? That's a lot. 3.3? It's pretty fast, actually, I think. So what did we say? 3.3 meters per second.
So no.
No,
16.5.
Oh, 3.3 here, sorry. Excellent, nice catch. Excellent. That's the Egyptian team, made that correction, excellent. Okay, so 16 point what?
16.5.
16.5?
Yeah.
Is that good? We know that that's positive. I don't know why I'm not accounting that, but that we know that's positive. It's no big deal. Yeah?
Yeah.
Are we done?
Yes.
And we're off. Bye, Liz. Say goodbye, Liz.
Bye.
Bye, Liz. They all said, and they said it in like, all right, say it in your home language. Say goodbye. In your home language on 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I have no idea what they just said, but the feeling's the same. Have a good one. All right, bye.